'Twas the night before Christmas, and here we all sat. It's time for another Dark Avenger comic book review. So here we go, Jack.
Ha!
Got it.
You did. You
got it.
Got it. But
it
you
didn't
got
sound
it.
good, but I got it. I got it to rhyme. And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Dark Avenger comic book review. As you are watching this, it is December 24th, 2018.
Christmas Eve!
And since it's Christmas Eve, we felt let the Christmas lights illuminate this review. And I'm going to show you guys. See? All we have illuminating us tonight are the Christmas lights on our windows.
All around us.
On our shelves. Yes, I literally decked the shelves out.
Really nice, you can see the lights back here.
And that's right. We have some lights behind us. The light above us is out. That's it. We're going to make this a special comic review, even though it's late. This episode we are doing for books that came out 2 weeks ago. Hopefully we'll be able to catch up. But the holidays have been crazy, leading into now what we call the pre-review show. Things have been crazy for the holidays, so I'm glad all of you are bearing with us as this is going up really, really late. I'm going to try to get into this week's books as soon as I can, but as you all know, it's December 24th. It's Christmas Eve. Tomorrow's Christmas. I don't see myself doing too much reading between these 2 days, so we're going to hope to get you all a review.
We're going to try our best.
We're going to try our best. Yes, we will. As the holidays pass by, as we get past New Year's, I think everything will start coming together again. But it is, it's just that time of the year where things get crazy. And like I wished everybody a happy Hanukkah at the beginning of December, I want to wish everybody out there who celebrates Christmas a Merry Christmas, because tomorrow's Christmas. And hopefully you all have a wonderful holiday if you celebrate it. And you get every single thing that you asked for from your family, from Santa Claus, from whomever.
As well as spending time with your family, friends, and or your loved ones.
That's right. And then right after this, all we have left is New Year and Kwanzaa.
Well, it's Kwanzaa and then New Year.
Right.
You had a little bit of a twist around.
Yeah. So, and then, real quick, I want to do a little bit of promoting. I have a couple of videos that I'm going to be doing for my channel. One is going to be my version of a YouTube rewind where I'm going to talk about 2018, everything that's gone on. And then I'm going to have a follow-up video. Probably won't be in the same day. Might take a day or two after. I will be doing my looking forward to 2019. And that's going to be me talking about all the stuff that I'm hoping. Nope. No, this is not going to be a teaser. It's going to be things that I'm hoping to do in the coming year. Some of the things I know I'll be doing, but some of the things I'm going to hope I'm going to be doing.
So basically we're going to call it a resolution.
No, we're going to call it a looking forward to 2019, and that's that. So we're going to have a rewind for 18, a looking forward to 2019, and then I'm going to be starting a new monthly series on my channel, and it's going to be game related. So if you're interested in video games, you might be interested in seeing this monthly series. I have a few things I'm going to be doing for Comic Frontline in the coming year as well, and it's going to be starting right in January. I'm looking forward to that. I will be talking a bit about comic books and stuff as far as what I'll be doing with comics, but again, that's all going to be on my 2019 looking forward over on my new channel. I'm trying to get that channel up to 100 subs so I can get a URL so I could say it's youtube.com/ fill in the blank. Right now, unfortunately, I am halfway there. So anyone who hasn't subscribed and would like to subscribe or would like to help support the new channel, please go over to my channel. Link will be, or is in the description by now. It is in the description. I fixed it. It is in the description. Go over to the channel, click that sub button. I have a lot of stuff coming your way. And if you are interested in my continuing watching our comic stuff, this review will be going on till episode 500. And then it will be moving over to Comic Frontline. Not just will it be moving over, it will be renumbered, rebranded, and a new look. It's going to be a new review completely, and that will be coming in June of 2019. I'll be talking about that.
Wasn't that July we said?
June, July.
Like June, July.
One or the other.
Around the summer.
Yes, around the beginning of the summer it will be happening. So, and that's going to be something for 2019. I just wanted to remind everybody who's watching this review. Now, I do have a fourth video in mind, but I'm not sure I'm going to get to it this year. If I don't get to it this year, and that's why the looking forward to 2019 is going to be probably the last video, because if I don't get to it this year, I'm going to talk about it for next year. It's going to be an annual once-a-year video as well, but I don't know if I have the time to get things together for it. And you'll understand why when you hear my 2019 video and why this year would be a bit hard, especially coming up with the idea literally this week, not literally a day or two ago. It's a bit hard to do it, especially with only a week left to 2018. But I do have the other video that I tried recording on my camera. It looks amazing. I just have to do the intro and outro. Like I said, it's been busy. So there is a potential 4th video that more than likely will be up. So that 4th video, if by some act of God I'm able to pull it off, that will be the 5th video of next week. And that won't be happening always. Like I said, video uploads on my new channel will be sporadic. I'm going to try to have at least a video a week. I know the past 2 weeks I haven't because of the holidays. Hopefully that will change once we get past the holidays and things kind of ease up a bit.
Yes, and also just want to make a quick advertisement about for my channel. So on my channel, as I do every year on my Durock 18 channel, there will be a Christmas tribute video on Christmas Day. Mm-hmm. Hoping that YouTube doesn't take away the music or anything, because, you know, it happens.
They do that.
They did that one time. Let's hope maybe not this year. But hopefully you guys will be able to go check that out on Durock 18. As well as the 12 days of Brooklyn Boys Switchmas. We've finished all the days.
Yeah, you finished them.
Well,
I have. Mike's been recording because
he's been busy around the house and doing everything
else.
But so
on the flip side, I've been doing the 25 days of Stream Miss over on my Twitch channel. So if you have been following along, we are at when you're watching this, we'll be at stream 24, which means only one more day, Christmas. And I gotta be honest, this was me testing myself as well to see if I could stream every day. I don't think after Streamus I will be doing it every single day, especially because I want to get back to video recording. I've unfortunately not had the time because of being busy, but if I do go back to video recording, there's going to be a need for time for editing and whatnot. So one thing I will say, though, coming away from Streamus is I see that I definitely can do it. I can do it. So I'll be streaming a bit more on Twitch, and this was a test, and it worked out pretty well. So if you are interested in watching gameplays and walkthroughs, go check out Dark Avenger Gaming. I'm going to be chugging right along with the new games. We got some new games coming out in January I'm looking forward to. So we're going to have a lot of fun on the Twitch as well. So if you like gaming, check out Twitch. If you want to see all the stuff that I'm doing moving forward, go check out my new channel. Because right now, all we're doing is this review on this channel. And once this review is over, that's it. All the new content will be over on Comic Frontline or my new channel. And then this channel is only going to be an archive. Meaning any review we do over on Comic Frontline, regardless what the new review name is, that's all that's going to be copy and pasted over here. So this is the end of the new content. So if you have not subscribed to my new channel or Comic Frontline or Comic Frontline, I would advise subscribing to both. That's up to you. It depends if you are, your preference. But that's where you're going to be finding us really soon. Exclusive stuff, like first-hand stuff, will be on those two channels first. And also Brooklyn Boys. Brooklyn Boys is where Michael and I do our random stuff
Brooklyn Boys
as well.
13. Yeah.
Brooklyn Boys 13, right. So Brooklyn Boys 13, Comic Frontline, and my channel are the only places you're going to be finding me with new content coming July.
Yep.
So, again, before we start, happy holidays. I hope everybody has a wonderful one, and we'll say this again at the end. But now we're getting into this week's or last week's review. And Michael, how many books? When did they come out?
How many books? 21 digital books.
This was a heavy week. A really heavy week.
Yes. And when did they come out? They came out on December 12th, 2018. 12 days, 12/24, because of 24, 12.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, look at that, yeah. And we're going to start with
now, I'm going to let you all know real quick, because it's late, like really late.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the holiday season, and we really can't stay too long doing a review. These are going to be, again, I've got to start testing around quicker ways to review books. So we're going to try this yet again another different way, and try to do this a little bit faster. Now, already we're at 9 minutes.
Right.
So we're at 9 minutes. Let's see how quick we can get through 21 books. Birthright 34. I enjoyed this. It gives us a recap of Mikey and his brother Brennan when they were younger and how they used to fight with video games, and then the parents came in and made things better. This issue, they fought as adults. Mikey trying to save Brennan from the magic, and the magic has taken Brennan over so much that he actually even fights off against Callista. And one thing that was crazy was Brennan has been twisted now, so he thinks that it's the parents' fault that they're like this, and he wants to go have a wonderful family meeting. Oh boy. What a way to end Birthright for the year of 2018. Insane, beautiful artwork, great story as always.
Yeah, sorry, it's a little bit slow, but
see, we're trying to go fast, but now the tablet is the one that's going slow.
Yeah, hopefully for the coming year, I can... You know what? I'll just leave it like this, because if I share screen, it's going to take a long time. So, Red Sonja, Tarzan, issue number 6. This is the conclusion series. Oh, it looks the same way, actually. So, I don't know why I do
Sort of. It just has a border to it.
So, in this conclusion, we see that Tarzan is becoming, like, really strong. Like, he wants to fight against Isandol. And because he wants to take over the animal jungle and everything. So he's like saying death to all animals. They try to get the animals to betray Tarzan. But he actually fights off against them.
No animal will ever betray Tarzan.
Well, Isandol tried. You know?
Failed.
Yeah, and then Red Sonja was in there. And then she actually was fighting alongside of Tarzan. I think that these two are a happier couple than her and Conan. To be honest. But yeah, but long story short, they fight off against the animals, and then they win against Isandol, and then that's it. I love the ending, though, where Tarzan shows where he lived in that little house. Like, remember that? When they did that in the Tarzan movies in Disney. So, that was it for that. So, really great book, guys. I would definitely say check it out. Red Sonja, Holiday Special. This is the 2018 one-shot of the Holiday Special. I mean, 'tis the season, you know, we're in Christmas Eve. And there's only like 2 stories. The first story is just herself being a warrior about, you know, this guy who she goes with. And he's like saying like, what's this? What's this? There's Matt, you know, like just a little bit of that. Like, and then this guy's like saying, you know, what this is and what that is. So technically that was like the first story of just finding out, you know, what these things are and what Christmas is also all about and whatnot. And the second story I really didn't care for that matter, because the artwork was a little bit all over the place. But I would say just check it out if you want to. It's really up to you guys. But the first story was really good, especially when she saved Santa Claus, the person playing as Santa Claus. So I thought that was really something.
God of War issue number 2 continues the fight between Kratos and the Bear Brothers. And apparently Kratos kills more of the Bear Brothers, but one manages to escape. So now Kratos has to hunt this brother down before you could exit out, so this way you can get to the next book quicker.
Oh, well,
is chasing out after the brother because now they know where he lives, because they followed him home in the last issue, and this guy's gonna go get his tribe. So now Kratos and his son Atreus are together looking for information on where they are, and he can't leave his son alone, because if they decide to come back to the home and they attack the son, they'll kill him. So the son mentions about one person that would be able to help them. They seek this person out, and this person also knows that Kratos is running from his past, which I really like that they kind of hinted or teased Kratos' past here, and that's where the book leaves off now. Will this person give him the information he needs? Of course he will. Will Kratos finish this tribe off? More than likely. Looking forward to the next issue. Great artwork. Awesome story.
Shadowman issue number 10. So Whoops. Sorry about that. Oh, the updates.
That's why it was slow, probably.
Yeah, well, anyway, with that, it's just a Shadowman trying to get rid of the LOA. And because of... No, don't do that. That's going to slow it down even more. So with that, he's just trying to get rid of the LOA. But then with Monica, or whatever her name is... she gets involved in this fight as well. And she actually escaped through the doorway, because remember that whole thing that happened? She manages to escape, and after all that's what's going on, Shadowman releases his... brings back his LOA because they're stronger with one another, and artwork was fantastic. And the next issue to be concluded, where he fights off against that lady, I can't remember what her name was, but oh my god. It's going to be a free-for-all, let me tell you. That's it.
Go Power Rangers issue 15. The cover says it all. I like how they develop Trini and Jason's relationship. Now, again, this talks about Kimberly and Matt, and they keep talking about Matt, and my worry is, and they've hinted it already, that now they've released the Power Ranger universe from continuity, so they can kind of do whatever they want. And Rita gets the Green Ranger dagger and coin at the end of this issue. And I'm feeling it more and more that instead of Tommy, Matt is going to be the one that becomes the Green Ranger, which, in my opinion, this is the one Ranger you shouldn't mess with, because Tommy is, and again, this is not me, fanboying for Tommy, not me fanboying for the series, but if you look at the way the Power Rangers universe is set up, Tommy is a gigantic cornerstone of the Ranger universe. He was Mighty Morphin, Zeo, beginning of Turbo, Dino Thunder, and not only that, he's shown up in... He is a huge Ranger. He's the one Ranger that you'd never expect to be kind of erased from it. But now, another thing could be that Matt somehow is corrupted enough that he dies, and then Tommy might get the coin anyway. He just won't be the evil with green kind of Tommy. Like, he didn't start off evil. I don't know. I don't know what they're planning to do with Boom, but I don't know how I feel about Matt being the Green Ranger and not Tommy, because Tommy was always... he is... When you talk about Ranger Legacy, you got the first 5 Rangers and Tommy. And I don't know how I feel about erasing Tommy from that legacy. Possibly completely. Weird.
Very weird.
I would say. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Macro Series, Raphael, the 4th and final issue. I loved it. Raphael gets abducted by Bishop and his crew, or his army or whatever. They do experiments on him, or they try to start doing experiments on him. He breaks free. Aliplex, Angel are looking for him because they find out he gets captured. Casey finds out he gets captured. They all chase after Bishop to try to save Raphael. Raphael breaks out. Casey comes to his aid. Aliplex and Angel come to his aid. And I like the demographic because there's a flashback to when Raphael was first mutating, when he was lost in the alley. Because remember, the series started off with the 3 turtles looking for Raphael because he disappeared. Because Hob was the one that took him.
Right.
It shows his first moments of human interaction and his first moments as a mutant, and it turns out a homeless guy is the one that taught him how to talk, how to be, and everything. So that they show you his origin that no one ever saw since issue 1 of the Turtles. And I love that, because we knew where the 3 Turtles went and Splinter, but we never got the full story on what happened to Raphael after he was taken away from Hob. We got it here. This one and the Michael... I saw all 4. All 4, Donatello being my least favorite of the 4, but not really because he had Metalhead. I'm just saying, if I had to put him in order, Michelangelo, Raphael, Leonardo, and then Donatello. This was a great macro series, worth the money. If you didn't get these single issues, get the trade. I loved it. It gave you a good mix of the past, some flashbacks, and a good present. And now we go into Shredder in Hell, starting in January. And we continue on with TMNT, the actual series. Love it. Looking forward to the coming year. TMNT has been strong since issue 1 and continues to be strong now.
Absolutely. We have another holiday special that I'm going to review. Grimm Fairy Tales. Holiday Special 2018. I'm surprised you didn't read this one because you're more of a Grimm Fairy Tales.
I haven't had a chance to
read
it.
But it's kind of, I think, a Tales of Terror most likely, because when I read it, I mean, long and short,
their holiday stuff is kind of like
that. The first one talks about a little elf that this little boy had.
Did they put Krampus back in again?
I'm going to get to that. And thank you for reminding me. I forgot that name of when I saw it. So the first one talks about an elf that he had that is a murderer of his parents.
Like a Chucky kind of.
Basically like a Chucky kind. And then the second story Santa was talking about was... about this little boy who didn't have a Christmas because his father was a gambler and whatnot. So all that happened, and then there was like this little bear that the father found, which actually turned out to be a killer bear, or possessed by a demonic entity in that sense, if that makes any sense. And he gets the hen in the end. And then the third and last story was talking about... where this guy's like, oh, happy-go-lucky, and everything's fine, Merry Christmas and whatnot. But then we find out that afterwards he gets a little bit of a visitor from somebody who he did something to him years ago. And then there is Krampus in the end. So Santa Claus was Krampus. I was so happy when I saw this. I'm like saying, I know this person. What was his name? And thank you for reminding me. It was Krampus. I gotta remember... Krampus. But yeah, then it was the end. There's no to be continued until next year, because they used to do that, but not anymore. And now we'll go into the big 2. Starting with Marvel.
Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man 313. Spider-Man vs. Morlun fight concludes. I like how even though JJJ messed things up, him and Pete kind of had that resolve at the end where JJJ kind of did do good by Pete. And I always worry that they're gonna start fighting, and it looks like JJJ screws up, but then in the end he kind of finds a way to not screw up, and it works in Pete's benefit. And I like it. I think they're a great team. It's weird with J. Jonah Jameson knowing Spider-Man's secret, but again, it all works out great in the end. And then, of course, at the very end of the book, Spider-Gwen, as Pete's cracking, on the bed, ready to pass out, tired, Spider-Gwen shows up and she's like, "We need you." And it's all to be concluded in Spider-Geddon issue number 5. Now, Spider-Force issue 3. We already knew how it was going to end, that Spider-Woman was going to get sent back to the 616. Here we find the fight. We see, Space Spidey meet his imminent death, and the sister basically giving Spider-Woman the crystal and shooting her back to where we see in Spider-Geddon issue 4, which will lead into 5. Spider-Girls issue number 3. We find out that Annie Mae is the creator, the web spinner, and she's able to create portals. And long story short, in the end, they save Normie and all the humans that are turned into spiders, stop the bad guys, and then she has a way of opening up a portal back to the 616. And they join the fight to be continued once again in Spider-Geddon issue number 5, which came out actually this week, ironically. X-23 issue number 7. We finally get into an arc now instead of a solo issue. So somebody is assassinating, I forget what kind of people, but they're being assassinated. X-23 is on the case. Turns out it's somebody using robotics. And here's where things kind of start going a little, It turns out they're cloning Laura again.
No,
and that's how we got Gabby.
no.
And I really feel like at this point, X-23 is falling under a specific certain handful of categories, and that's it. And going back again, once again, to Clones of Laura goes all the way back to All New Wolverine, the beginning of that. Give Laura something new in 2019, Marvel, or you're going to lose me as a reader. Was it good? Yes. Was the artwork amazing? Absolutely. But at the same time, again, we're back to Clones of Laura being made by we don't know whom yet. But again, they're cloning Laura to do bad things, to have more X-23s, to do the work that Laura no longer does because she broke free. And Gabby broke free. So that place was shut down. You know what I mean? I think it's time we move away and give Laura something else or end the series. Tom Taylor did an amazing job with Laura. I don't want to see a repeat of what we've already seen with Tom Taylor. Give Laura and Gabby something new, or don't give them anything at all. They're in X-Men Red right now, and X-Men Red, from what I hear, is doing amazing. So at this point, I would like something new for X-23, and I feel like we're kind of stalling out, and I'm worried about that. But I'm hoping that after this arc, we can finally get... Maybe this arc will prove me wrong, and it'll be something different. It'll still involve clones, but it'll be different. I'm staying positive. I enjoyed, like I said, this was a good story. Loved the artwork. It was absolutely amazing. Let's see where this arc goes. But again, with the Clones of Laura, it's like, oh, we just saw this not a year ago. Something new, please. But that's just a gripe, I guess you could say.
Amazing Spider-Man issue number 11. This is where J. Jonah Jameson is being nice to Spider-Man. And why? Because he knows the secret identity of Spider-Man being Peter Parker, because we've seen in the past how he knows that. So he's like saying Spider-Man's an old good guy, and then everyone's like saying, oh, but you said this and that. And then Kingpin gets involved in this whole spiel about Spider-Man. And I like where Peter meets up with Robbie Robertson, like saying, pish posh of what I said about you being fine and everything is still family to us. So I thought that was nice. Mm-hmm. We got this, I forgot what his name is, that actually gets involved with the whole thing about Spider-Man Kingpin, and then a fight lashes out, and then we get Scorpion, I almost said Scorpio, Scorpion, who actually meets up with J. Jonah Jameson because there's a story, but Scorpion's not alone. He has friends with him. Other friends, to be continued.
Sorry about that. Night before Christmas. Fantastic Four Wedding Special is what it says. We get a bunch of little stories connected to The Thing and Alicia's wedding, which is going to be happening in the next Fantastic Four issue. I like the stories here. I liked Ben going to Alicia's dad, who is the puppeteer, and asking for his permission, basically, to marry his daughter. And there were some really nice stories in between. There was a girls' night out when they went, and then they got attacked by a mole man and mole woman. Crazy stuff. But it was a nice special. I enjoyed it. Definitely something that goes hand in hand with the Fantastic Four. I would definitely recommend it. We're going into DC, and before we get into the main DC, let's talk about DC Black Label. Finally, Batman Damned issue number 2. Batman's finding out more information about the Joker. He believes Joker's still alive. He's with John Constantine. Deadman's helping him out. We get to see Etrigan a little bit, or some wannabe Etrigan. And then the bat signal goes out. And it's got a smile, so Batman goes there, and it's Harley. And they get into a fight, and Harley ends up giving him a shot of something. And then we get to the scene that I feel this is where, and I'm going to talk about this just 2 seconds only. They delayed this book because of the outcry from the last issue with the bat penis. Remember they had Batman's penis? Really. Shadowed penis. And I saw, once we got to the scene where Harley was going to have her way with Batman, that was the scene that they brought the book back and said, wait, we're going to delay it 2 months, and they redid that scene. I believe wholeheartedly that they, A, had a scene in there where Harley was partially naked, and B, possibly even a full-on rape part that they censored out. Because of the outcry with Batman, that's why this... Because we all were wondering, why was this book delayed? There had to have been something in this book that delayed it, and it was that. Now, look. I'm not advocating that this should have happened in the book. What upsets me... And I like this issue. This was a great issue. It ended with Batman seemingly killing Harley because he's choking her, because I think he's kind of lost it a little bit. And there's also some underlining being chasing after Batman as well, and she's part of Bruce's past. And apparently this Batman Bruce, his parents separated, or at least that's the illusions we're getting, where the father was cheating on the mother and the mother was getting information about it. So this is kind of a darker Bruce past. I don't know, maybe by the end the parents will resolve. But this is basically where the father's cheating on the mother, possibly, and they're separating. But back to the present, I believe this scene was censored, and that's where I have my biggest issue. It's not that the scene was put in the book; it's the fact that that DC saw the outcry when this is called Black Label and mature. Now, am I fighting saying that scene should have been in the book? No. What I'm saying is it should not have been censored either. If that was what they had in the book, they should have stuck their guns out and put the scene and went forward with the book. Not pull the book, have us wait 2 extra months, and censor the scene. We all know that that was probably what they censored. If they censored that scene at all, maybe it was a completely different moment and they just redid the whole moment. Either way, though, I don't like the fact that people were upset about Batman. They censored the first issue digitally. I have the original first issue. But I don't like that they went back and they further censored something that didn't even get released yet, and that was issue 2. And even in the physical copy, it will be censored, the censored version of issue 2. I don't like that. I knew that this was going to be a mature book. I knew that DC was going to push the envelope. I'm kind of upset that they kind of backtracked and censored what they were going to do. I don't like that. Do I say, hey, we should have had all the smut in this book? No, but they shouldn't have censored it. That's what I want to try to make myself crystal clear so nobody quotes me wrong. I'm not advocating for bad nudity and sex in comics. I'm advocating for there shouldn't have been censorship when this is a mature reader's book. If that makes sense. I stand behind Batman issue 1 staying the way it was, but it's now censored. So I'm against the censorship part. This book was horrible, and I'm done with it. The Batman Who Laughs issue number 1. The artwork was the first thing that turned me off. Second thing was it just, no. And he won the award for, or not the award. He was one of my favorite DC villains of 2018, but I just, no. First of all, I'm reading too much. Second of all, it's just, no. This was my least favorite book of the week. Done. Not even going to give it another try because it's just, I'm not interested. I might skim it because I get it digitally, but that's about it. I'm not going to be reviewing it, that's for sure, anymore. Didn't enjoy it.
Justice League Dark issue number 6. Incoming. Blue Devil. And Blue Devil actually played a really interesting part in this, along with the Chimp. And we get more about his backstory, about how he became the Blue Demon. You still have Fam Stranger and John Constantine, who are facing off against
Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate, thank you, I almost forgot. And then there's just like a whole, it's really the long dialogue. There's just too much that's going on. But what I know is that Satana is actually trying to help out a little bit with the magic that's going on from the Blue Demon. And we have Detective Chimp and the Blue Devil, who have a little talk scene with each other. But then we have Swamp Thing that comes in, and it does not look good the way this situation is happening. So we will definitely see what happens in next issue.
Batman Detective Comics 994, Countdown to 1,000. I like how they did this at the top. I wish they would have done that for Superman. I kind of feel bad, and I don't know if they did towards the very, very end.
I don't know. They probably did.
I'm trying to remember, and I don't believe they did, actually. But anyway, new arc going into 1,000. Somebody is copycatting. It's the anniversary of the Wayne's death, and somebody murdered a couple, plastic surgeryed them to look like the Waynes, and then left them for Batman to find in the aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
Right after that, Leslie gets attacked by a monster. Batman goes to her aid. And she ends up getting hit with Joker gas. And things aren't looking good for Leslie as well. So, who is chasing after Batman, who knows his identity? 2-1. I forgot his name, but the guy that basically made himself out to be Bruce Wayne. I forgot his name, but he basically redid his entire body to look like Bruce and was obsessed with Bruce and knew that Bruce was Batman. I'm interested in seeing where this goes. Hopefully Leslie will be okay by the next issue. I doubt it, but this is going to be an interesting arc hitting 1,000. So Batman, a person who knows Batman, it might not be this guy. I don't know yet. I didn't read previews for it up until... Oh, maybe I did. Maybe I did and I'm wrong. Either way, I'm looking forward to this arc with Batman leading into Detective 1000 and then beyond. Batman Annual Issue number 3 is basically the Alfred story. I loved it. It shows the relationship between Alfred and Batman. Batman gets messed up. Alfred saves him. Alfred gets hurt pretty bad. Batman saves him. It just shows the relationship that Alfred has with Batman. I loved it. This was one of my favorite books this week. It was totally, fully Alfred. And I like how in the end of it all, Batman's like, take the day off. I'm not going to go out as Batman tonight. I'm going to take the day off so you could stay off your feet. I'm going to stay off my feet. And then I love how it ends with Happy Father's Day. So it turns out that it's Father's Day. And it shows how much Alfred means to Bruce as like a father almost. And I loved it. I truly loved it. And finally, Superman issue number 6. Cover teases the very last page of the book. Superman and Zod fighting Rolgozar in the Phantom Zone. Superman gets saved. Long story short, there's a lot of internal dialogue. Again, we get too much internal dialogue, and that's
goodness.
That's what holds this book down, in my opinion, and I'm going to explain why. Because this book is literally 3 to 4 scenes. First scene, Superman and Zod versus Rolgozar. Superman gets saved from the Phantom Zone, wants to get put back in to save Zod and defeat Rolgozar, but is convinced by Adam Strange and the others he's needed on Earth. And he actually gets a call from the Justice League that, things are going on and they need him. He goes off to save. He goes off to do to protect the world. He's like, yeah, you guys are right. I'm going to go up and help, I'm going to go help the world get back on its feet, do what I do best and be Superman. Literally, fast forward to finishing off the day, basically saving the entire world, ready to go home. And then he gets confronted with John.
Can I show this page?
Can I get it big enough?
Yeah.
And then the very last page shows... No, I can't. You can't. You won't be able to.
Wait. Let me try.
No, because of this.
Oh, yeah.
So, basically, John shows up. And we all know what John looks like because we've seen the previews for January, February, and March.
Oh, man.
So, basically, that's it. The book is 3 scenes. The Phantom Zone, Superman being, wanting to go back and them convincing him he's needed on Earth. Him saving the day and then being confronted by John. or after saving the day. They show a couple of scenes of him saving the day, and then it jumps right into him and John. So three and a half scenes basically in the entire book. The rest of the entire book is internal dialogue. Could you imagine 3 and a half scenes and a bunch of internal dialogue? That's it. And of course these scenes are stretched out in several different pages, but still, Bendis, little less dialogue, little more about what's going on in Superman. His action is very strong, though. I will say Action Comics I'm very interested in. Superman, I feel like 50-50. We'll see where this John story arc goes, actually. I mean, this is going to probably be the arc that finishes Superman off, or his 12-issue run with Superman off, and brings John back. Because that was issue 6, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was issue 6.
So this is basically the midway point. He only had 12 issues set up. So that means there's only 6 more to go, 6 more months to go. Or 5, because I think he's doubling up 1 month. Probably. So we'll see if by issue 12 Bendis is going to be leaving Superman or sticking around for another arc or something. I don't know. I think that 1 arc is good enough for Bendis to do in each book, and then we get somebody new at least on one of the books. But anyway, that's it for this review. Again, everybody, December 24th. Happy holidays. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. We will see you all hopefully as soon as possible. Now it's your turn. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about the books that came out this week. Likes, dislike, agree, disagree, recommendations. We would love to hear from you all. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. We'll be back before Kwanzaa, I believe. At least. Well, if in case we're not, maybe. Happy Kwanzaa as well. In case we're not, we'll be back before the New Year. I will say that, before New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. We'll see you all soon. Take care. Keep reading, keep collecting. We will see you all, like I said, soon.
Yep.
In the next episode of the Dark Avenger Comic Book Review.
Later, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.